super excited to talk to this man because we haven't seen him in a while. I haven't heard from him in a while, and he is going to introduce himself to the PFL roster on June 13th at the Mohegan Sun Arena. He'll be taking on Oleg Papa. He was thrown into this fight, and I'm super excited to talk to him. Formerly top 10 contender inside the Bellator Heavyweight division, now with the PFL, the one and only Davion Franklin. We haven't heard from you since Bellator 300, man. Life has been doing good for you. How are you doing?
Dude, I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know, obviously, you've done a lot in your personal life. Your
Yes.
family grew. Congratulations on that.
Yes.
It's been a while because the last time we saw you, an unfortunate ending, not a way anybody wants a fight to end, due to injury. What have you learned the most about Davion Franklin, the fighter, during this time off?
Uh, as far as the fighter, I learned that I am resilient. Um, I also learned that I learned that this sport has very few opportunities, and every opportunity that you have to make the most of it. Nothing is given to you, and nothing is for certain. As a fighter, that has given me patience. But as a young man, there's only so you can only be so patient. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm grateful for my next opportunity, but I can't take this for granted in any kind of way. I think the Slim Trabelsi fight, I I kind of went into that fight. How can I put this? More fired up than I normally do. And he had his cornermen who were kind of like, kind of getting me out of my element. His cornerman was like going to my training room, my training area right before the fight, watching me warm up for my fight. They were like, kept commenting under my Instagram and telling me how I'm gonna get destroyed by Trabelsi, just doing everything I can to get into my mind. You know what I mean? I came out to the John Cena theme song. He came out to the Undertaker theme song. I was just like way too fired up, and I wasn't stoic and poised like I normally am, and that's another thing. I want to be fluid, and I want to be like water. I mean, I've taken a lot of inspiration from Bruce Lee, so yeah, I think as a fighter, I I've learned so much. I study the game. I'm a student of the game, and I treat myself like an athlete. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm pure. I'm clean, and I'm sharp. I'm razor sharp. So I can't wait to go in there and really just crush this guy, bro. Because I guarantee you, a lot of people think that I'm not. They think that he's probably gonna win just because he has a big record. But I guarantee you, bro. Like this isn't gonna be like Maori or the one he had before. I forgot Gokhan Saracam. I think, bro, he might just get finished. Because best believe I'm not going in there just to get laid on, bro. Like you're not just gonna lay on me, bro, for like the whole 15 minutes and screw that, bro. So, I want to stay humble, of course, but please know I'm coming to finish this guy. And I feel like, I want to state my claim. I want to stake my claim as one of the best heavyweights on earth. I haven't done that, but it's a new day. The past is behind us. Let's go.
We're going to talk about your opponent in a second. I want to talk because this is the first time we've done an interview since before Bellator
Yeah.
300. You've
Mhm.
got this eerie demeanor and calmness about you. For anyone who will watch this, it's like the movie Knock at the Cabin with Dave Bautista, where they're like psychopaths, but they're so chill about it the entire time. You just
I
got
gotta
this,
watch that. I
you
gotta
have
watch
just
it.
a calming vibe, man. But it's like, it makes June 13th that much more exciting for myself, for those who will watch this, those who want to see Davion Franklin back in the cage. And maybe you'll watch the movie and be like, that was a horrible analogy, Mike. Don't ever make that analogy again. And I'm fine with that. But I asked you as a fighter. Now I'm going to ask you just as a person, as a man. Welcome in,
Yeah,
welcome in the baby. You got
yeah.
engaged. And you had to do all these things to kind of look in the mirror as a fighter. So as a man during this time off, during your recovery process, as your family was growing, as your personal life was growing, what did you learn about yourself, Davion Franklin, the person?
To be honest with you, Mike, I feel like my personal life and my professional life kind of go hand in hand. They kind of fuse together. You know what I mean? You know, the same trials that I've had in my career, like my career is so intertwined with my personal life that there isn't much that really separates it. Besides, like, you know, when I'm fighting, I'm kind of angry, but when I'm a pretty calm person. I stay out the way. I'm not. I don't really get into too much trouble. You know, but the things again, the biggest thing is that I've kind of been been learning in my personal life is patience, uh, and to not be so angry at myself and at the world because I'm not where I want to be, because I feel like I should be at a certain place, and I feel like at one point in time I felt like I was owed certain opportunities that other people who had come before me had gotten. I was a little frustrated about that, but I understand patience, and that is the biggest virtue that you can have, you know, and really minding your own business. You know, that's hard for a lot of people to do, but uh, you know, I'll hear certain things that I things that I don't necessarily even want to hear, but you know, I just happen to hear like, oh, this person's getting this opportunity, or this person's getting paid this much. I'm like, damn, I should. You know, the competitor in me is like, damn, I should have that. I'm the most athletic heavyweight in the sport. You know what I mean? I'm the strongest guy in the sport. I'm the most explosive guy in the sport. I'm the most exciting heavyweight in the sport, but people don't know that yet. You know, so I've adapted this mindset of just being present in my personal life and in my professional life. I'm present. I'm in the moment. I'm not thinking about, oh, what's gonna happen if I have this great performance? What's gonna happen once I win this tournament, win this $1 million? I'm thinking about right here, right now. You know, being present with my small baby. She's only 2 months. You know, instead of thinking about her future like I was at first, before she was born, I was constantly thinking about what kind of woman she's gonna be. Enjoy her being a newborn, and when she gets older, enjoy her being a toddler. Patience, being present. These are the things that I've learned. These are the things that mean so much to me. And honestly, treating my body well, really, really treating my body like a temple, really like showing my body respect, you know, really like loving myself, loving my body, loving my mind, fortifying my mind to like a level that has never been. Throughout my professional career, I've gone through depression. I told you that. Since I've stopped drinking, stopped using cannabis, whether it was whether I was smoking it or it was edible, like I'm so focused and crystal clear on my path, on just being a great man. You know, being somebody who's capable of being one of the best the sport has to offer. Not comparing myself to anybody anymore. You know, that's where I'm at. I feel like I'm calm, yeah, but you know, I'm in such a good place right now, man. You know, and I can't accept any more defeats. I won't lose to this guy, bro. I will show up violently, bro. I promise you. I will show up so violently, bro.
Let's talk about that. Oleg Popov, June 13th, Mohegan Sun Arena. You know, this is the second round, and as someone who is now in the moment, I don't know if I can ask five of the questions I had lined up for you about the future,
You can
but
ask me, bro. You can ask me. You can ask me anything you want to ask me, brother.
but let's just right now, you're coming in, you know, like I said in the intro, you were a top 10 ranked in Bellator, moving over to the PFL. Take me through just kind of your emotion when you got that call about this opportunity, because we hadn't, you know, we hadn't heard from you, seen you, and then boom, you pop up, you're stepping in this tournament. Was it excitement? Was it relief? What was it for you?
I, to be honest, I was like, this is the chance that I needed. This is the chance that, you know, and there's no secret when you lose in Bellator, well, no matter how you lose, but it's Bellator. They're big on like what's on paper. That's what it seems like to me. You lose in Bellator, you're probably going to be out for like 8 to 12 months. You don't want to do that, but that's the difference between like Bellator and the UFC. But also, they treat their fighters better than any other organization. You know what I mean? So, kudos to Bellator. But I was like, when I got that opportunity, I was like, man, I thought I was gonna fight early in the year. I went and got my surgery. I went and like rehabbed hard, and I got my stem cell, and I still had a fight lined up. So when they told me that I'll be fighting Oleg Popov, I'm not gonna lie, I was prepared for something later in the year. I wasn't ready, but I was like, you know what, opportunities, they're here. They're slim. Like we don't really get too many opportunities. All we get is a chance to act on an opportunity and take it and run with it and see how far we can come. So it's just like, opportunities are kind of scarce these days, it seems like. So when I got it, I was very, very I was happy and I was fired up. You know, those are my emotions. I was like, this is the opportunity for me to get my career where I want it to be, and like I said, and once again, stake my claim as one of the best fighters in the world. People haven't gotten to see it yet, but I don't want to chase the limelight. I want to get these finishes. I want to get some good stats, and I want to go to the top. And I want to set myself up and my family up for a good life outside of fighting.
Well, on that note, this sounds crazy to ask somebody who's had 8 career professional fights, right? This will be your ninth one coming in on June 13th. Do you
Yeah,
feel, given everything that's happened with the injury, coming back from injury, the purchase of Bellator by PFL, now coming onto the PFL roster with a clear mind, clear respect for your body, clear respect for your career, clear respect for everything in your life, and now you're healthy, and now you're coming into PFL in a whole different situation. Do you feel this is the second chapter of your professional career?
yes, yeah. I think this is the most important chapter. How I'm going to do it. Am I going to be able to bounce back from my loss? Am I going to be able to get back on the winning track? This is, Oleg Popov. He's not like a bum. You know what I mean? Like, uh, I don't personally, I don't think his wrestling is good as Trabelsi's, but you know, I feel like the Trabelsi is a fight that I should have done better at, given better circumstances. But yeah, I feel like this is the most important chapter, and this is a really good opportunity for me, and I want to take full advantage of it, and I want to look my best.
Now, PFL, obviously, one thing that excites me outside of the fact that you're coming in later than the tournament started, but they reward finishes. You look at your record, you're a guy who likes to, I know you like to put on shows, you like to entertain. Now, with this coming in the second round and there is a point system, are you just focused on getting in there, showing your improvements, securing a win, or whether it means you're an ultimate in the playoffs or not, are you looking to send a message, not just to your opponent, but to PFL and the world that will be watching on June 13th?
I think you got it right. I think it's the latter. I think it's I want to send a message. I mean, obviously, to win is the most important thing, but this is not a guy who wants to bang. This is a guy who wants to take you down, secure position, and just lay on you the whole time. He's like a wet rug. Uh, so I honestly I want to finish him. I've been sparring with Cody East. Anyone who knows Cody East, that man likes to bang. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm coming in. I'm coming in for the finish. I want to finish him. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to be timid. He can wrestle me, but on the feet, he has nothing for me, and he knows that.
So it's almost like a hello world to the PFL, but a reminder to everyone who watched you in Bellator.
Yeah, go out there and get the win is definitely a reminder. You know what I mean? But it's like I said, I think I'm gonna always have a chip on my shoulder, but it's not as big as a chip as it has been in the past. I just like I said, I just want to be present when I'm in there. When I'm in that cage, I don't want to be nowhere else but in that moment because I'm writing stories and chapters of my life. You know, we only get not too many people get a chance to live in this kind of adrenaline filled environment and to really to do the things that fighters do to experience this. This is a once in a lifetime experience because eventually I'm not gonna be able to do it anymore. You know what I mean? And so I feel like right now I'm creating memories. Like, yeah, I've had my bumps in the road, but you know, I'm creating memories and I wanna, you know, climb the ladder. But I just I don't know, man. Like I have a lot of fire in me, but I feel like it's controlled. I really don't really I want to I want to stay private. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like, oh man, I want to screw it. I want to fuck this guy up. I'm gonna beat the shit out of this guy. You know, to try to sell fights. I feel like my fighting style. I don't got to do that. You know what I mean? Like I have a really exciting fighting style, and you know, my fire is deep within me. I have so much I want to show. I want to show so much I want to prove to Mike Hogan, to coaches, to anybody who's running things, who's not letting me fight how I should fight. Granted, I just came off an injury and a surgery, but you know, 29, I want to fight more often, and I'm going to be 30 this year. So it's just like, you know, I want to take advantage of my youth, the little youth I have left. You know, I feel like I may be creeping into my prime. I feel like I'm doing a lot of things I haven't done before, like far as just taking the game serious, taking my nutrition serious, exercising my mind the way I think, saying no to choices and decisions that don't necessarily benefit me and where I'm going. I'm on a path of enlightenment right now, bro. And, you know, I just want to keep building off of that, to be honest with you.
Honestly, I've been able to talk to you pretty much throughout your entire career, and I have
Yeah.
loved this conversation. This is awesome, and just telling the world, anybody who watches this, like this is Davion Franklin 2.0, and I'm not just blowing smoke. I want to ask you this because I have known you for pretty much your entire career. You at times have showcased explosive power moves, trying to get some power bombs during fights. Was
Yeah.
there any changes without telling me any, game plans or stuff like that? But was there any like, all right, I know I'm capable of doing these things, but the win is the most important, and let's do it the smart way that you've kind of addressed now coming into this fight. Like the highlights would be great, but the win is most important.
Yeah, I think I answered that question when I fought
Yeah.
Kassim Ross. I fought him very smart. You know what I mean? 2 fights ago in Hawaii. Uh, I want to fight smart, but it's not in me to be a boring fighter, bro. It's not in me to just take someone down and lay on them, bro. You know, it's not in me to just 1-2 run away. I'm gonna try everything I can, and I'm just exciting, bro. I like to do the spinning stuff. I like to do head kicks. I like to do the knees. Like, you know, this the explosive movements. This all comes with me. Now, as far as me power bombing somebody, so I'm fighting at the higher level now, so I don't know like who's gonna just allow me to power bomb them. You know what I mean? Maybe if it was like one of my first four guys I fought, probably I could have power bombed one of those guys. But yeah, I don't know if the power bomb happened, I'll be happy. But you know, I'm not. It's just not something I'm gonna just like go for anymore. Like, you know, when you fight, you should have ego, but you should also have control of your ego. You should be in control of your thoughts and control of like your emotions. I feel like when I tried to power bomb, what's his name, Marcelo Dome, I had no respect for him, bro. My confidence was just through the roof. Like from a 1 out of 10, as far as 10 being I'm ultimately supremely confident, I was like 100, you know, and it all backfired. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, these are lessons you learn. I'm a martial artist, bro. Like I don't even look at myself as a fighter. People all love to say, "Hey man, you're a fighter. You're a fighter." I'm like, yeah, in life I'm a fighter, yeah, sure, but I'm a martial artist, bro. I the cage is my canvas, and I want to express myself.
I love
You
that.
know?
I'm not gonna keep you too much longer because I do appreciate you giving me time, especially so close to
Bro,
the
you don't yeah, man. I'm
fight.
here, bro.
I know, and I appreciate that. With the move to PFL, and you talked about still being in your prime and not wanting to waste that time. Obviously, it would have been more ideal, with the right proper notice, get you in the first round, get you through the whole
Yeah,
tournament, right? But
yeah.
is this
Yep.
format something you like where let's say it's presented in 2025 that you're gonna now you're gonna get minimum two fights. They're gonna be about 8 to 10 weeks apart from each other. And if you do what you expect to do, you'll have three, possibly four fights in one calendar year. And that obviously comes with a lot. It comes with $1 million if you win the thing. It comes with the PFL world title if you win the tournament. Is this kind of what you like, where it removes the politics and it just lets you focus on the fight?
Yeah, I like that. I like that too. And I did I did like the shows, the showcasing the shows of Bellator. I thought, looking back, those are pretty neat because it felt like a show. This just feels like, all right, we got it's rugged. Everybody wants to win that $1 million. You see, like a lot of the fighters, they get into that cage and they're burning themselves out in the first round because they're trying to get the finish. I've watched pretty much a lot of the tournaments or whatever, and it's the same thing. Everybody they fight, they specifically the heavyweights, they go hard in the first round, the gas out in the second round, get a finish or they don't get finished, or you know what I mean. That you got to applaud people going for the finish. But for me, I like the whole spectacle of a show. You know what I mean? Like I want to be somebody who headline a show, and I hope if I go out there and finish Oleg Popov, there's an opportunity for me to fight in the semifinals and then fight in the finals and possibly win it. You know what I mean? And I don't gotta wait till next year because I'm not coming to. I'm fighting smart, bro, but I also I feel like I'm one of the best in the world, bro. And I just haven't shown it yet. And I feel like I'm gonna show it this summer. I feel like I get past Oleg Popov, who's left, Sergey Bilistani, and what's his name? Um, I'm blanking right now. The guy who was the interim champion, Modovsky. There's those two, and I feel like Bilistani is a really good striker. I'm a good striker. I think I'm a more dominant wrestler than he is. I'm bigger, stronger, and faster than all these guys. Now I just know how to use it. So, and I feel like what's his name? Um, Modovsky, Valentin Modovsky. He's been knocked out, by what's his name? Lynn Vassell. You know, I feel like bro, like it's for the taking. It's for the taking, bro, and better now than never. What's the quote? There's no better time at the present.
It's very true. And I am going to ask you about, possibly getting your way into the playoffs, this year, not having to wait till next year. But coming in with just short notice, and yeah, I appreciate you giving me, your time tonight. But
Yeah,
something I've noticed is that even more so than maybe previously with Bellator, so many times that I've talked to PFL fighters specifically, Bellator obviously they still get their praise, of course, but PFL fighters, it's like when I talk to them, yes, it's probably scheduled through the promotion, but the fighters do a little bit of media, they're done, and it's just task at hand. They don't have to worry about how many followers do I have? Do I need to call this person out? Do I need to call that person out? So how relieving in a sense is it for you, especially just given the PFL format, right? To go, all I have to do is what I train to do. Go in there, fight, win, and my next fight will be scheduled. Instead of going, well, I got the win. I don't know what's next. I'll let you know when I know.
yeah, it's really it's I haven't experienced it yet. This is a question that I can answer properly after I go out there and handle business in the next 2.5 weeks. You know, I'm just so excited about this one, bro. I just feel like if this guy can't take me down, bro, I'm gonna look like the best striker in the world, bro. Like it's gonna be a master class. But to answer your question, that's just not a question that I can answer because I'm not, this is I'm only stepping in. I who knows? I may have a different experience I'm hoping by the grace of God that I have a wonderful experience. You know, I hope this is a great experience. I hope this is one of the best experiences that I ever experienced in my, fighting career. But not many people get to start off in Bellator, making, you know, uh making the amount that I've made in my short career. Like I'm forever grateful for Bellator for that. You know what I mean? Like to to me, I'm always like extremely appreciative, But I do hope by the grace of God, and I do hope that like everything is just goes so well. Fight week, the fight, and thereafter, you know. But I don't know how they treat people. I don't know. All I know is I'm dealing with USADA. I've never done steroids a day in my life, and I got to fill out all these forms of my whereabouts and all these crazy things, and that's kind of annoying. But I appreciate it because it gets guys out there who keeps popping, and I won't say no names, but you know, you know.
All right. Well, on that note, you did mention, not wanting to wait. If you were to get into the semifinals, and I know it's one fight at a time, and I'm not trying to jump too far, but not only would it be the greatest second chapter of any book ever, but what would
Mhm.
it mean for you before you hit your prime? On top of that, just months after welcoming your daughter to go in when least expected, run through the rest
Right.
of this year,
That's
get a belt. What would that mean, man?
dude, that would be like it wouldn't just be the highlight of my career, it'd be the highlight of my life. I like, I people love to talk about the $1 million, you know. I'm more so because I've never, how can I put this without sounding any kind of way? I'm grateful I've always had Rick, right? If I ever needed anything, Rick was always there for me, right? But I never had to work another job besides MMA. And with that being said, like there's been times I thought I may have to work another job, you know what I mean? But I'm so grateful that I've never had to work another job besides MMA and besides training. And this is, but like this has been so awesome and amazing that this has been my career for the past 5, almost 6 years. But I'm saying this because I don't like to think about the money. When I seen other guys from my gym or who used to be my gym who were in the tournament, they kept thinking about the money. And I'm not gonna say they weren't talented, but they weren't better than me. You know what I mean? And I seen how things turned out for them, and it was several guys. You know what I mean? Oh man, once I win the $1 million, bro, I'm excited for what this could do for my career. I go out there, I win, I get to the finals. Let's say I even win the finals. That can open the door for other opportunities for me to fight bigger situations, bigger platforms. You know, I could be like I can be like Clarissa Shields and have my own show. You know what I mean? I can headline cards. You know, like that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the importance of my career, what this can do for me. $1 million is great. I mean, after they tax it, it's only like 500,000 anyway, bro. After I pay off my coaches, it's probably like 400,000, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I thought I don't want to get into the money talk, but it's just I'm not really impressed by money, bro. I would love for people just to say one day, like, yo, Davion is like, he's one of the best, if not the best heavyweight on the planet. How they do my boy Patchy Mix. Patchy Mix is not even in the UFC. And there's always like a coin toss. There's always like I don't know, man. Patchy Mix, he might be the best in the world because they know how dominant he is. You know what I mean? I want to be in the same realm as that. I don't care about the money, bro. Like, I have a beautiful family. I have people who love me. I have a great manager who, if I ever needed him, he'll come through for me. My fiance come through for me, you know. And on top of that, I made a good amount of money to where I don't really struggle. You know what I mean? So yes, it'd be great to win $1 million, but I'm more interested in getting that chip. It'd be nice to be seen with a belt. and to actually call myself the champ and actually mean it without people actually saying, "What's up, champ? What's up, champ?" You know, you know how often I've heard that shit throughout my career. "What's up, champ? You can be the next champ." Let's make it official. You know,
Speaking of that, because I didn't try to key in on the $1 million, although it is a nice bonus. But what I think a lot of people don't realize, and that's whether they're in the tournament or they're fans or they're media, whatever, the heavyweight division has so much more with PFL than $1 million in a world title because you have Henan Ferreira waiting in the wings. You have Francis Ngannou eventually, going to fight. So you get one of the two at minimum. And if you get the Francis Ngannou fight under the PFL banner, there's a whole set of stipulations that go for his opponent. Anybody's going to make the most money they've ever made in their career fighting Francis. And, then you have the champ versus champ cards that they put on. So there's so many more opportunities, not to, disregard any other divisions in the PFL, but heavyweight, you've got some behemoths and opportunities, just massive opportunities awaiting. Not just I won the tournament, I got a grand prize, I got a belt. So I credit you for that. We've talked a lot about just the growth and evolution of you. Before we wrap this up, what is your message to PFL and those who will watch you for the first time on PFL on ESPN Plus on June 13th?
again, brother, like I would love just to have this grand message for you, but I feel like I'm just in my moment right now, bro. Like I'm in a different era right now, and I don't necessarily have a message besides enjoy the show, enjoy it for what it is, you know. And if the fight isn't a snooze fest, if he cannot take me down, or better yet, if I can stop his takedowns, enjoy it, enjoy it, because it's gonna be fun. And if I do get a chance to fight Sergey Belistani or Valentin Modowski, those are gonna be fun fights, bro. You know, well, one thing I learned about myself is when I'm getting Cody East has been my hardest sparring round I've had in years. I've been just, I can say it. I run through the people. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I haven't trained with John Jones. He's left the gym a long time ago. But for the most part, when I'm like turned all the way up, I do what I want, you know. And I feel like Cody East is like, he's a UFC veteran. He's somebody who's on the comeback, and he's just a heavy-handed monster, bro. And I realized like he has better boxing than me. And when we sparred, he was lighting me up with some punches, but like I was, and I spent a lot of the round like kind of bouncing back, bouncing in and out, kind of going backwards a little bit. But I realized about myself, when there's somebody who's more, how can I put this, like a Daniel James type of person, more who just as strong as me or stronger than me, or they're wailing on me and putting a lot of pressure on me, I don't fucking fold, bro. You know, I don't. And so just for what it's worth, just be entertained. That's the message. I hope that people are entertained. And like I said, I'm here to stake my claim as one of the best fighters in the world. And honestly, one of the best heavyweights in the world. That's what I'm here to do. No
I'm excited.
delusions, no delusions, no wishful thinking. This is me. I'm one of the best in the world. And after I prove it, I'm gonna be able to say I'm the best in the world. That's it. That's it.
I'm excited for it. Everyone watching PFL on June 13th, live from Mohegan Sun Arena, should be excited for it. This is going to be a hell of a fight. Davion Franklin and Oleg Popov. I cannot thank you enough for the time. I'm happy to see you back. I'm excited to see you inside the PFL Smart Cage. I think you're a breath of fresh air to the PFL heavyweight division. I think it's going to be fun having you here. and or there, I should say, because I'm not a part of the heavyweight division, nor would I ever want to be, because I wouldn't want to have to fight guys like you. But
Yeah,
I appreciate your time, man. I'm so happy to have this conversation with you. I'm so happy to hear your growth, see your growth, not just as a fighter, but as a family man, as a person. It's super exciting. It makes me personally cannot wait even more to tune in on June 13th. So thank you for the time, man, and all the best. And I can't wait to see you back in there. It's been a long time coming.
thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you, man, and I hope, like again, I hope this can be everything I hope for. So
For your sake, your family's sake, I hope so too. And honestly, I think it's great for the promotion involved as well if you're doing well. So, Davion Franklin, we will catch you on ESPN on June 13th. Thank you.